So students, in previous class we have discussed about the conversion of integral equation into boundary value problem, into initial value problem, and the conversion of initial value problem into integral equation. So we have already discussed this. So generally we have seen that initial value problem is converted into Volterra integral equation. Fine. So now we will discuss the boundary value problem. Conversion of boundary value problem into Fredholm integral equation. Fine. So suppose this is the problem, differential equation with boundary condition y at 0 is 0 and y at L is 0. Fine. So this is a boundary value problem. Now we want to convert this problem into Fredholm integral equation or simply an integral equation, because limits are finite and they are points are different. So obviously we will get the Fredholm integral equation. Let's see. So since our target is first to convert the problem into integral equation and then from this integral equation revert back and get to the original differential equation. So this is our target. So that's why we will use the second method. So second method means take the highest order derivative of y in the left hand side and rest of the term in the right hand side. So that's why we are having this equation. So just rewrite this equation as this: second derivative in the left hand side and rest of the term, that means lambda yx in the right hand side. So minus lambda y. Now integrating both sides, again take the lower limit as 0 and upper limit as the x. Just in the previous case, in Volterra integral equation, we are again having the same limit, lower limit and upper limit as a variable quantity. Fine. So this is the case. Now integrating, so we are getting first derivative 0 to x is equal to minus lambda 0 to x yx dx. So here remember, we are not taking the limit 0 to L. Here we are taking again limit 0 to x. If suppose here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, so we are getting 1, 2 or 3 accordingly here. But here x is fixed. ये x रहेगा ही रहेगा upper limit. Finally, okay. So now integrating, so we are getting this. And here you will see that there is no y dash 0 given to you. So suppose this y dash 0 is some constant c. So let c is equal to y dash 0. So just written here c is equal to minus lambda 0 to x yt dt. Here we have replaced x by t, and you know the reason. Because we will have, finally we will have after one integration, again we are having second integral and we will convert the second integral into first integral. So we will use that formula. So for using that formula, basically we need to convert this x into another variable, because here limit is in x, in the form of x, this variable is also x. So that's why to create, so this will create some problem. So that's why to remove or to avoid that problem, basically we convert or rewrite this x as t, and since this is a variable quantity, so ultimately we will get the function of x only, so there will be no effect. Fine. So here this, now integrating again with respect to x and taking the same limit 0 to x, 0 to x, again doing the same procedure here. So here yx, this will become yx, 0 to x is equal to, this will become cx in 0 to limit minus lambda second integral yt dt2, and now we will convert this second integral into first integral. So here first left hand side will be yx minus y0 is equal to cx minus c0. So c0 is 0, so that's why 0 minus lambda 0 to x. And now when we are converting this into first integral, so we will use that formula. So according to that formula, this will be x minus t raised to the power 1 divided by factorial 1. So that's why x minus t only, yt dt. Fine. So now y0 is already given to you 0, so put this 0, so we will get yx equal to cx minus lambda 0 to x, x minus t yt dt. Fine. Now our aim is to find out the value of c. So to find out c, we will use the second condition. Put x is equal to L here. So put x equal to L here, so YL will be 0. So left hand side will be 0. So this will be YL is equal to CL minus lambda 0 to L, L minus T YT. तो जहाँ जहाँ x है वहाँ L से replace कर देंगे. But YL is 0, so this will be 0 is equal to CL minus lambda 0 to L, L minus T YT dt. So from here C will be lambda by L 0 to L, L minus T YT dt. And now replace the C here in this equation number 3. So we are getting this. So this is equation number 3. Put C is equal to lambda by L 0 to L, L minus T YT dt. And x multiply by x, so x is here. Minus lambda 0 to x, x minus T YT dt. So take lambda outside and x by L inside because here the variable is T. So x can be treated as a constant. So 0 to L, x by L, L minus T YT dt minus lambda 0 this. Now here we are rewriting this limit 0 to L, or we can divide this limit 0 to L into two parts, 0 to x and x to L. Fine. So we are rewriting this part into two parts. One is 0 to x, another is x to L. Fine. So x is basically the intermediate variable. So break this limit into two parts, 0 to x, x to L, minus this term lambda 0 to x, x minus t yt dt. Now you can combine first integral and last integral because the limit is 0 to x, 0 to x. So just combine these two, so we get this term plus lambda this term. Finally simplify this. After simplification we are getting this lambda 0 to x, t by L, L minus x yt dt plus lambda x to L, x by L, L minus t yt dt. So when you join these two integrals, so we can combine these two and we can write this lambda 0 to x and x to L. So ultimately limit is 0 to L. So here we are having this function which is a function of x and t. This is also a function of x and t. So we are writing this as kxt. Then yt dt here, yt dt here, so yt dt. Now we can define what is kxt, because kxt depends upon the integral. If we are taking the first integral, then kxt is this term. If we are taking the limit x to L, then the kxt will be this term. So what is kxt? Kxt is t by L, L minus x when t varies, this variable t varies from 0 to x. So written here. Similarly, second part kxt is x by L, L minus t when your t with this variable varies from x to L, x to L. So this is the kernel. This is the kernel of the equation, and you can see that the limit is finite, 0 to L. That's why this is a Fredholm integral equation. Fine. Now it's reverse part. Reverse part here from integral equation to differential equation. So suppose we are taking the same example. Here is, so we are taking this equation, final equation, and where kernel is defined by this. So just replace this kernel in this equation. So ultimately what we get, we are getting this equation. We are getting this equation. This equation. Here will be yx. So we are considering this equation. Yx is equal to lambda by L 0 to x, x L minus t yt dt plus lambda 0 to x, x minus t yt dt. Fine. Basically we are taking this equation, and when we are going back, ultimately what we will get this equation. This equation or this equation star, because when we simplify this, ultimately we will reach to this. So basically we are taking this equation. So here is this equation, 0 to L, x L minus t. So we are taking the equation number star from star. Fine. So now our target is to convert this integral equation into differential equation. So to convert this, so we need first boundary value problem. First we will need boundary conditions. So what are the boundary conditions? So whenever you are finding the boundary conditions, so substitute or take only those values which need minimum calculation. Those you have to pick only those boundary conditions which needs minimum calculation. यानी minimum calculation को करना पड़े. Let's see. Suppose when you are putting 0 here, y0, so what you will see, when 0 is here, x is 0, so this will become 0. So there is no need to calculate this integral. Similarly here, when you put x equal to 0 here, again there is no need to do something. So 0, 0 is ultimately 0, so y at 0 is 0. Similarly, when you are putting x equal to L here, upper limit, so what you will get, y at L is equal to lambda by L, 0 to L minus t yt dt. Fine. Minus lambda 0 to L minus t yt dt. So since here is L, so they will be cancelled out. So ultimately lambda 0 to L minus t yt dt. Similarly lambda 0 to L minus t yt dt. So they will be cancelled out. So again you are getting 0. So there is no need to do something, or there is no need to simplify these integrals. So they will be simple. So whenever you are finding the boundary conditions, so try only those values or those conditions which needs minimum calculation. Fine. So here this is the boundary condition. Now differentiating 7 with respect to this equation with respect to x. So just differentiate this. So d by dx y1x is equal to d by dx 0 to L is this minus d by dx of this integral. Now apply the Leibniz rule, and according to Leibniz rule this will be integral 0 to L. Now this will be the partial derivative del by del x of this integral up to yt dt, plus now substitute the upper limit which is L in place of x, because you are differentiating with respect to x, so you have to replace x with upper limit. So x lambda by L minus L yl dt. Oh sorry, in place of t you have to substitute the upper limit. Fine. So in place of t, so xl by lambda L minus L yl dx by dx minus upper limit is L, so this will be L, this will be L, this will be L, minus now the lower limit is 0, so dx by L minus 0 y0 d0 by dx minus d by dx. Now the second integral, again apply the Leibniz rule, so this partial derivative and this term minus upper limit is x, so lambda x minus x yx dx by dx plus lambda of this term. So after simplification you will say this will be 0 due to this factor, and this will be 0 because x minus x, and here you are differentiating 0 with respect to x, so this will be 0. This is also 0 because dl is a constant. So this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0. Only remaining terms are this integral and this integral. So there are two integrals. Fine. Again differentiating with respect to x, so you will get this term. Again apply the Leibniz rule. So finally you will get this integral, this differential equation. This differential equation you will get, and with these two boundary conditions. So this is the procedure. Fine. Now we are having another example here. So this is the equation, boundary conditions are given to you. First convert this differential equation into integral equation, so take second order term in the left hand side and rest of the terms in the right hand side, integrating with respect to x over the limit 0 to x, because here the point is minimum point is 0. So following the same procedure, so you are getting this equation after one integral. But why not, y dash 0 is not given to you, so just assume this as c. Again integrating, so you are getting this term. And now to find out c, we will utilize the second condition. Fine. So we will utilize this condition, sorry, y at 0 is equal to 0. So substitute this value, so we are getting this equation. Now our target is to find out c. So to find out c, we will use the second condition. So we will use that condition and finally we will get c. So this is the equation. Fine. So now we are getting that equation. So this is the equation. This is the equation. You will see after putting this c here in equation number 3, so we get this equation. We get this equation, and here y is equal to 5x by 6 and this x cube by 6 plus lambda of this term and minus lambda of this term. Fine. Now again we will break this 0 to 1 into two parts, 0 to x, x to l, and then this integral, and then we will merge this 0 to x and 0 to x, these two integral. So finally we will get this integral, this plus lambda 0 to x, this integral, this integrand plus lambda of the x to 1 x 1 minus t y t dt. And when you are writing this, so we can rewrite this as lambda 0 to 1, 0 to x and x to 1. So we are combining this, so we are writing this in bracket, and ultimately 0 to we are combining these two integrals, 0 to x, x to 1 as 0 to 1 kxt yt dt, where kxt is nothing but when limit is from 0 to x, that means when t varies from 0 to x, limit will be, the function will be t1 minus x, this. And when limit is x to 1, then function will be x into 1 minus t, this. So this is our kernel. Fine. Now it's reverse part. So reverse part means we are considering this equation. So this is the equation. That means when we are substituting this k, so we will get this equation. So this is written here. Now differentiating both sides with respect to x, so we get this, and now we are getting this type of term d by dx of integral this. To simplify this, we will apply the Leibniz rule. Leibniz rule. So we have used Leibniz rule. Finally we are getting this term. Again differentiating with respect to x, so we are getting this. Again we have to apply the Leibniz rule, and after simplification we get this equation. Fine. Now our target is to find out the boundary conditions. So to finding the boundary conditions, we will use, we are having two equations. One is yx, another one is y1x. Here we are having equation in the form of second derivative. So generally whenever we are finding the boundary conditions, we will use those terms which are having lesser order derivatives. For example, here is the second order derivative, so we can use first order derivative or without derivative term like this. So for example here yx, so if we are using this equation, then put y at 0 here. So if you put 0 here, so this will be 0, this will be 0, there is no need to do anything. Put x equal to 0 here, so 0 to 0, this will be 0. Put here 0, so 0 to 1, but this x becomes 0, so ultimately this term is also 0. So ultimately y at 0 is 0. Now when you are putting y at 1 here, put 1 here, then ultimately 5 into 1 divided by 6, so 0 to 1 t 1 minus 1, so this will be 1 minus 1, so 0. Put 1 here, 1 is 1 to 1, so this will be also 0 because both the limits are same. So ये भी 0 हो जाएगा, ये भी 0 हो जाएगा. From here 5 into 1 by 6 plus 1 cube by 6, so ultimately 5 by 6 plus 1 by 6, so this will be 1. So we can use this term. So there is no need to find out this condition. But if suppose, for example, when you are putting y at 1 here and this calculation becomes tedious, so there is no need to extract any condition from here, then you may use the second term, y dash at 1. You may try here because that may be more simpler than this. So ultimately your goal is to find out the second condition either from here or here, but your target should be that you have to do minimum calculation. Fine. So this is the procedure. So here is, so this is our target and we have extracted two conditions. So this equation along with these two conditions is known as the boundary value problem. Fine. So this is the conversion from boundary value problem into Fredholm integral equation, and from Fredholm integral equation you can revert back to the your boundary value problem. Fine. So this is the procedure. Now in the next class we will solve homogeneous Fredholm integral equation of the second kind with separable or degenerate kernel. Fine. So we will do that in the next class. Thank you.